please like and subscribe.
Let's jump into the next part of the podcast here where we ask you some questions because some of the things that you've touched on was sort of what I was going to ask you. But you are with the barbershop. Can you tell us a little bit about how that started and what you guys are doing there for anybody that may not know?
So the barbershop started. It was just a group of us, 3 to 4 of us. We just decided to, I guess, be a difference of, hey, you have one side that says like, oh, everybody over there is Maxis, and you got the other side like, oh, we hate all the footers, right? So the barbershop was like, yo, we want to just be in the middle. Like, if you have concerns, come up and address the concerns. If you are safemoon Maxi, like that's cool. We just don't deal with the fuck. And I think people in the space have to learn the difference on either side of the fence that you stand on. What's criticism and what's fun. Um, I think that would help a lot. But that's how we started, just to be a positive beacon and just a place where people can come, just like a barbershop. You go there, you can talk about anything in life, whatever, like relationship, and that we wanted to model, excuse me, off of that premise, just a place where you can come and just kick it and just talk about anything, you know.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that makes it unique, and from what I've seen is the fact that anybody can come up and talk, and like one of the rules is, you don't interrupt them, you let them say their piece, as long as they're not just being nasty and things like that. But you actually do get to hear. You pointing at me?
No, go ahead. Keep
I've
talking.
never been nasty on the barbershop.
No, I'm just.
But I think that's good though, because I have been in other spaces where somebody actually brings up a good point, and a moderator will go, nope, nope, and they'll actually kick them out of the room. And I'm like, wait a second, he wasn't attacking an individual, he wasn't completely just being nasty. He had a question. And I think sometimes a lot of people, I don't want to say act, but I don't know what other word to use. They act like they know everything about something when we don't actually understand it 100%. And those questions are good for even people that have been invested a really long time. And the way you guys do it, you may quickly correct someone if they are in the wrong or whatever, but everybody gets their say. And
Yeah.
I think that's good. I also think that makes people comfortable. Like, I can go on there, and if I maybe don't quite know exactly what I'm talking about, I can ask that question. And of course, you've got people that are down below that are very knowledgeable too. I've seen Mindy jump up to answer a question for people. I've seen some of the guys from Mirror Protocol jump up and answer questions for people. I don't know where else you get that kind of stuff in life. Like, we can't be having a conversation and John Crony walk in and go, hey guys, I can answer that for you, but you see that there, and those guys wouldn't show up to your space if you weren't doing a good job. So kudos on that, man. It's a very welcoming space. And it's organized too. I like how you will go on topic about something and then it'll get a little bit off topic, which is cool because that's how conversations run. And then you bring it kind of back around to the next point that you want to discuss, and you never really know how that's going to go because you have so many people that are passionate about this. So how long have you been doing it?
That's a great question, but I have no answer for it. Didn't
Okay.
keep track of time. We just kind of did it. And it was this year. It was a couple months ago.
Okay.
It is what it is. But let me just say, we are very laid back. Everybody in the barbershop is laid back, and I really try to set the bar. Not try. I do set the bar. I'm not the best speaker. I lose my train of thought. Like, I want people to feel comfortable. A lot of people are shy. In a sense, like, I'm shy, right? I off camera, I told you, like, like, being on camera makes me nervous. I told Holly that. And it's okay. I want to be that person that people like, well, if Hennessey, he can hardly type. He makes so many typos. If he can talk and be a leader of a space or whatever, host of a space, like I can do it. I can come up there and at least talk, right? So I just tell people like, yo, just be better than me. That's really not hard to do. You know what I mean? Like everybody's welcome to come vibe with us.
You're too hard on yourself, man. I've told you that before, but you're too hard on yourself.
Well, you're genuine.
Yeah.
That's what draws people.
Yeah, all the great people are usually their worst critics, right? Like I love my favorite artist, Eminem, my favorite rapper, Eminem. I hear him talk in interviews. He's his own worst critic. Like,
Yep.
If you're your own worst critic, what someone else says doesn't come close to what you say about yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think that the space is, like you said, very relaxed, and there's a lot of people obviously that come on there that don't come up and talk, but they're entertained by it because they're not leaving. Whether they're working on something else, while they're listening to it, or I've sat out on my back patio and just listened to it before, and then, one time somebody said, "Hey, Crypto Bros, come up here and talk," and I'm like, okay, I got to run inside real fast, but other times just sit in the background and just listen, and it's a nice atmosphere, and what you got going on there is good. But
appreciate you.
Let me ask you a question outside of the barbershop. So we all know that you're a big supporter and holder of SafeMoon. Tell us why and how that came about. Like, how did you first hear about it, and then why do you like it so much?
I first heard about safemoon on Reddit, which I'm no longer a part of. But it was on Reddit. I don't know how I came across it. I was just scrolling down the feed, and I just saw something about safemoon. What is this, right? And I just started getting into it at that time, and it was like, hey, I just sold my Doge. Let me look into something else. And maybe I came across the crypto investing, so I don't know. But I got into it that way. What I loved most about it was the vision. I'm big on investing in crypto stocks, whatever company, whatever. Invest in something that aligns with your morals, right? So when the V1 team was talking about going to the motherland, Africa, and the Gambia, one of the poorest country in the world, if not then one of the poorest country of the world, I was like, yo, that's dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go help my people. So like that resonated with me. I love that aspect, and honestly, I didn't know much about tokenomics. I didn't understand. I had a very small bag. Everybody's hyping it up. All the YouTubers are talking about it. Oh, well, it's gonna go high. I don't need tokenomics. I just wait for the price to go high. Boom, I'll make a lot of money. But then I learned what tokenomics was, and I was like, yo, hold on now. Maybe I need to approach. So I started thinking about it differently. I was like, all right, yeah, I definitely need to get my bag up. And one of the things that helped, shout out to safemoon Bluebiz, his calculator, the safemoon Bluebiz calculator, like, man, that really helps you see and game plan in a sense of the type of lifestyle that you envision. You can literally just go in the calculator, plug in numbers, and say, all right, I want to make X amount of money a month. Like, what will it take? And you can just play around with the numbers, and I love it. So it was not really a crazy story, but shouts out to I got to give shouts out to the YouTubers who were putting it out there. SafeMoon Joe, he was one of my favorites. And there was a couple others. Yeah, I can't remember all their names right now. There was a couple of them, but SafeMoon Joe was my favorite. Yeah, man.
Watch him.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So just a couple more questions because we want to respect your time. We know you got places to be, and so we want to make sure we get this ended on time, and we're kind of starting to push up against that a little bit. So
I was just gonna say,
yeah. Actually, let me do this, and then we'll move ahead. But is there anything that you want to say or talk about, or anything that you want to get out there before we move on? Because I don't want to ask these questions, and you're like, oh man, I wish you would have really said X, Y, Z, and I just skipped over it. But I kind of give you the opportunity if there's something you want to speak about before we move on.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll take the time, peace, love, and happiness, right? We lost a member of the crypto world recently. Um, I just want people to understand that although we are all on Twitter and everybody seems like they have it all together on Twitter, understand that people hide
their
who they are.
who they
You're
are.
not getting the
You're not
real
getting the
person
real
on Twitter,
person
right?
on Twitter, right?
Um, in a sense, and I just want to say, be kind, be helpful. Stop harassing people, stop crossing those boundaries, and just being genuine douches to people. Just be kinder. Like, you don't know what someone's going through behind closed doors, and it doesn't make sense for adults to behave like teenagers in high school. Like,
Amen,
that's where a
brother.
lot of people got bullied. Like, just vibe. Like, we all want to make money. That's what we're all here for. Why does there have to be dissension? Like, the whole point is for crypto to take the center stage, front and center of the world, and get mass adoption. But how can that happen when you got people fighting over things that really doesn't even matter? Oh, I don't believe in your project, or I do believe in your project. Like, why is that a fight? If you don't believe it, cool. I don't have to hate you because you don't. I don't know. So just act like adults.
Absolutely, man. Well said. Very, very well said. I know I speak for all of us that we couldn't agree with you more. That's how we try to associate ourselves and act on a daily basis and care about the people. If you don't agree with what we're invested in, that's cool. But we can still be friends. We can still have a conversation. So,
Yeah.
very well said.
I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.